Hi, namaste, welcome, beautiful souls. My name is Sadhana, for those of you that are new to my channel or my page. I was having difficulty broadcasting on Facebook, so I don't know if this is going to show up on Facebook or not. Today I'm here. I am and have been for some time in the process of slimming down my library. I have an abundance of decks, and in 2024 I will be shifting gears into a Pip deck and Marseille year. I need to make space. So, in addition to what is being released here today, there will be another video with a lot of oracle decks. So if you're looking for more oracles, there will be another video coming up really soon. Okay, so let's get right into the cards because I know that's why you are here. And the first deck is one that may surprise you that I am releasing, and that is the Bonestone. This is the original version of the deck. This came from Avalon. I was one of those many people that waited years for this deck to come into my hands. It is, the box is new. The box has been in storage. And the deck, however, I have used a lot. I was looking at a few different Bonestone decks for sale over the last few days, and I have not seen one where the red gilding is not damaged. And I would like to, you know what, this is my favorite card in the deck. I'm a little torn about releasing this, but it's up for sale. What I did see on some other channels was that people have taken an emery board and sanded the red gilding off the deck. And that is one way to get rid of those edges if you don't like them. It shuffles really well, and I know Avalon Cameron is not a riffle shuffler. Of course, I am aware that this deck is coming out as a mass market deck very soon. I don't know very soon. I don't know when, but it is coming out as a mass market deck. The cards, how many, I don't know, will be different. And I suspect that the Magician will be different. And I suspect the Four of Wands will be different, as there's a few that, so for example, this one, I'm sure this card will be changed. But I don't know. I don't know. And some of the new cards have been posted on various Facebook groups. So you might want to have a look at that if you're waiting for the mass market edition. This, however, is an authentic first edition. The guidebook also is used. And I did put away the Bruges card. So I'm assuming that the mass market version of the deck will not have the Bruges card. This was a painting done by Anna for Avalon, and I don't read with it. It is an extra major arcana card, much like the Osho card in the Osho Zen deck, right? So this is the large guidebook. The binding is not broken, though this is well used. And the reason it is well used is because there is a story that accompanies every card. In this deck, of course, you can read this as a straight up RWS deck, but there also is a little piece of Avalon in every single card. And she did a really good job with this. This book has stood up very, very well. So that is the first deck that is up that is going on to the marketplace. Some of these you have seen before. I have a few Bubba Studios decks. This one is up for sale. The guidebook is in fantastic condition. I believe there is a small crease on this front page, though I can't see it at this moment. If you don't have a guidebook by Karen Mahoney, she writes amazing amazing guidebooks. And, you know, I want to comment on what Ro is saying here. Part of running a channel like this is a circulation of decks. And if I am going to bring in new decks, I need to allow others to move out. And you, by purchasing decks from me, support my work on this channel. And while it might look like I am making profit on some of these more expensive decks, there are expenses that go with doing this. And I just really appreciate this. So please know that there's many reasons why decks need to rotate. This is, I believe it's a second edition. The stamping is beautiful. The certificate of authenticity, the extra white, the white little guidebook is here. And this is the artwork of J.J. Granville. And there is a beautiful, like I said, if you don't know Karen Mahoney's guidebooks, she does a fantastic job of integrating the original intention of the artwork with the tarot. And so you get backstory on the artist's work, and then the reason why the card was chosen for this particular place in the tarot. Yeah, fantastic. And I have a new Bubba deck, a new to me Bubba deck coming. And so this one is going out and another one is coming in its place. Yeah, I endeavor to keep all of the extra cards. I do really take care of the decks that I have. Yeah. All right. So this is the one that's at the very, very bottom of the list. You will not find this anywhere. I guarantee it. Now I'm looking for this little pouch. I'm from Canada, British Columbia, and I met the creator of this deck some years ago. A fabulous woman. Her name is Elizabeth McLeod, and this is an extra copy. I'm always going to keep one copy of this, but I don't need my extra copy. I think somebody should have this deck. I've used it lots of times on my channel. I'm sorry, I don't have the guidebook in hand. It does have a lovely guidebook. And this is an uplifting feminine deck that has a lot of cards. And this looks like Baba Yaga. This card reminds me of Baba Yaga. And there is a 2 to 3 page description for each card built on the inspiration. This is your Wild Woman. I call it the Wild Woman Enchanted. I don't think that's what it's called. It's called Wild Woman Mystery Cards. All the figures are in silhouette. They're all out in nature, connecting with the elements of this. So, yeah. If you are interested in purchasing a deck, please message me through my website. It will be first come, first serve. The website is down below. And again, this is, and for the decks that are featured, so the decks at the top, oh, no, I'm not offended at all. No, I'm thanking you. I'm thanking you for pointing out that there's a reason why decks need to go into circulation. So thank you, Ro. Yeah, no, nothing bad here. The Wild Woman, what was I going to say about this deck? It's really, it's amazing. And the energy of Elizabeth is so beautiful. She is the artist. She is the writer of the guidebook. Yeah. It's a freeing sort of deck. Yeah. Very freeing. Sorry, Ro, for the misunderstanding. Yeah, no, I thank you for what you said. I think a lot of people don't realize that, right? That I need a lot of decks to keep new content coming, to keep things going. And so decks need to come in and they need to go out. Yeah. I've met Elizabeth in person many times, and she's as beautiful in person as she is through the energy of her deck. Yeah. So yeah, so what I was going to say before I got distracted was that any of the decks that are in the featured section at the top, I will include postage because they are expensive. Okay, so there are an abundance of other decks that are down below. I showed those not too long ago in a video, and that is linked also below. And if you are interested in any of those other decks, most of them less expensive, you can see them all on the other video that is linked. And I put timestamps there, so you should be able to do that quite quickly. Yeah, so this is, you will be getting a sealed copy of the Wild Woman mystery cards. Yeah. Beautiful. Okay. Way back when this deck first came out, Triumphi della Luna. So when it first came out, it was not available in rose and blue. There was the original paradoxical. And honestly, I cannot tell you what the color of the original paradoxical is. I know it's not blue and I know it's not rose. So this is the Triumphi della Luna, the one that is not colored at all. And just in case you don't know this deck, so it looks, Patrick Valenza decks are very easy to recognize. I will be using this one next year when I'm doing my Pip deck, Marseille. So you would have to, thanks Sharon, you would have to do a little bit of research to see what the coloration of this one is. And this is, I put it back in the wrapping paper. I can undo this, I think. Now, I think this might be advertising for the blue version of the deck. And you can see here, this is paradoxical, English, and it's sealed. Okay, so all right, next. Slow. I've used this deck a lot. It is edged in brown. If that's not your thing, then this is not your deck. I just checked the website for the art gallery, Modern Eden, that sells this deck. And there is a new version of this deck coming out in November. 2 of the cards will be replaced. Here is the certificate of authenticity, the little brown book, and I've edged it in brown. Now, why is there one card that is not edged? That's odd. That is funny. What is that? Oh, you know what it is? It's the world card that I don't use. I put the extra world card back in. So I will be sure to edge that for you. This deck comes with alternate world cards. That's why. Okay. I imagine that the Devil card will be changed. And I have a feeling maybe one of the gambling cards will be changed. I'm not sure. There's also an extra card here in this deck that is called, that's not called Renunciation. I forget what it's called. If this is a a really interesting deck. And at one point, Eden said, not Eden, Lacey, her name is Lacey Bryant. Lacey said that she was going to publish the, yes, through the contact. Thank you, Laurie. Yes, through the contact. Yeah. Or you can simply email me info@integrativehealingwithsadhana.com. What was I saying about this deck? Don't remember. It's a powerful deck. Look at this page of coins. I have used this deck a lot. There's a video down below, like quite a good review of this, a very good review of this deck. So I would check that out if you're interested. Some of the card titles are changed. This is Balance for the 11th Major Arcana. And there are some cards that I will miss, like this one. This is the Four of Wands. Parade in the background is beautiful. And you know what? Even if I had unlimited space, I don't know. It's too many. It's just too many decks to keep. Interesting thing about this deck is the aces are borderless and all the other cards have borders. There's lots of really cool features with the slow tarot. So yeah. Okay. Sorry for the This is a sealed copy of the Tarot of Origins. This is the original Lo Scarabeo version of the Primordial Tarot. I haven't opened it. You will have to do some research to see pictures of what it looks like. I believe it has borders. And if you don't, I purchased this deck because I was planning on doing much more work with it. So when it came out a few years ago, it was renamed the Primordial Tarot instead of the Tarot of Origins. And this is a very powerful deck. I've done a few videos on it and I have used it from time to time. You can see that the original is thinner cardstock. But if you are a collector, this would be one to collect. You know, way back, I thought that I was going to be a tarot collector too, but I have just got to the point where I have decided that my tarot library is more important than collecting. So I'm not going to be purchasing decks just for the purpose of collecting anymore. Actually, I should have linked... if you know how to do a search just within a channel, there's a couple of great videos on my channel about this deck. This deck is sort of gut-wrenching, honest, and powerful. It really is. And at the beginning, it might take a little bit of time to process the suits that are changed and the cards that have slightly different meanings. But if you don't have a deck like this, it's really something. So what I'm showing you here is the newer borderless version that was published by Schiffer. What I'm selling is the Llewellyn original version. Okay. Hopefully that's clear. Clear. Okay. If you're going through the list below, there are a bunch of decks that I shared in a previous video. In case you didn't know, Susan is was my birth name. my given name, I suppose you'd call that. And I have put timestamps on that video. So you can go back, because I'm not going to show all of the decks that are listed below today, just the featured ones and a couple of others. So you can go to that link, and then there's timestamps. Okay. This is the extra stuff for the Dame Darcy Queen Alice Tarot. And I didn't show this last time. So I have this original watercolor painting. And what else have I got here? I've got some other stuff in this folder. I put the stickers here. So they're all here. I have this thing for Alice in Wonderland. I have the annotated Alice, an old copy of it, and really, really enjoyed working with my Alice decks. I had the Bubba Studios one as well too. But I'm just at this place where, yeah, I'm too many decks. This is a beautiful packaging. Now, there's one thing you need to know about this deck. So this is, look at the box. It's stunning. This is the original printing. Okay, the very first printing. So in this printing, there was a card missing. There was a card missing, and so after the fact, Dame Darcy reprinted it. Oh, here's some more stickers. And extra cards. It was a slightly different size, and it sticks out of the deck. And now I don't know why I can't see it. I think it's the Four of Wands. Oh, that's because it's on the front. Okay, so let me put it in the middle so you understand. So Four of Wands. You can see it's a slightly different size. So that makes this either a misfit or highly collectible. And so everybody with a first edition of this deck has that missized card. If you haven't done a, if you're not an Alice nerd, this isn't a deck for you, because if you love the poetry of both of the books, I mean, both of the books have amazing poetry, particularly through the Looking Glass. If you love the metaphor of the chessboard in the second book, if you, it was really funny, you know, Andrew, one of the viewers who watches my channel, asked me, he said, Sadhana, do you think that, like, could I go on a chakra journey through Alice in Wonderland? It was such a good question. I forget what he asked. And we were talking about all of the characters in Alice and where I saw them as far as the chakras went. And it's this kind of question, like the Alice tarots are for people who really like to nerd out on the tarot. And of course, you can just read them mindlessly, but they're really, really fun to sit with and to think about, okay, why is this part of the story chosen as this card? And there's a bunch of Alice tarots out there. And I think in one of my videos, I did a comparison of some different cards and, you know, why for the Four of Wands did this deck choose this card and this deck choose this card and this variation choose this card. Anyway, I love nerding out on the tarot. So the Alice decks are really fun to do that with. Yeah. Okay, now this I am not selling individually. I repeat, I'm not going to box up these decks and sell them one by one. This is a set. There is a website called tarotcollectibles.com. And they have a bunch of really cool decks, RWS based. And sometimes they come out with borders, sometimes they're borderless, sometimes the cards are changed. There's different versions. I know right now that like there's a Trippin Spring out there, and this Trippin Waite is borderless. Sorry, this is not Trippin Waite. This is Winter Waite. Okay, so this is Winter Waite, borderless version. And there are extra cards. Okay, I believe each of these decks has a lot of extra cards. This one is the Groovy Waite. Really fun. Also borderless. And I have a video on my channel, I think, comparing the Trippin and the Groovy Waite. Okay, so that's the Groovy, the version that I have. And this is the Trippin Waite. And the Trippin Waite that I have has borders. Now, I also have another pack of cards here. This will come with the set. And what is this? This is Trippin Waite, a lot of extra cards. These were all additional options. So you have multiple choices for that deck. Okay. So this is a set available. You can message me if you're interested in that. All right, I think I'm just going to have to leave those there because it's a lot to put away. Maybe I could put this one away. Groovy. If I was going to... Oh, now I don't know which is which. Okay, I'm going to put that over here. Another set for sale is A.L. Schwarz decks. Now, apparently this one is available again. This is not available, and I'm selling this as a set. The Seeker's Lenormand. Masculine. Heart. Rider. There are no playing card associations on these decks, on these cards. You know, his art is really clever. It really is. And if there is a particular card you would like to see, I can send you a photo of it, okay? And yeah, so I was surprised. For a while, this wasn't available, but I think it is available now. He has a Etsy shop. So, yeah. So you can get this brand new with no Sadhana fingerprints on it. Again, I think this is a deck for the brain. I know it looks like a bit of a oddball deck, but I think this is another Brainiac deck. Let's nerd out on the tarot and see if we can figure out why he chose these creatures and these crystals and so forth. The aces are called the god of the suit. Okay, so that is another set from the library of Sadhana, and I do call it a library. This deck I showed you last time, but I'm going to show you again. This is available still. This is the Botanica. This is the Kickstarter package. I am still searching for the spread cloth. I don't know where it is, and I'm going to find it because you would love it. In this package, there's a hardcover guidebook, colored, gilded, which is absolutely necessary to digest the deck. There is a velvet drawstring bag. There are stickers, a little white, there's a journal. There's so much stuff in here. There's extra cards, extra oracle cards, I suppose. It's just really a treasure trove of goodies. Haven't written on that. There's a book, this belongs to sticker. There are pins, and this is the deck. And I have done a full walkthrough of this deck, and it is linked below. This is a slide out box. It's a beautiful production. I like the Isis crown on the for the queens. This is for I think a botanical lover. It's really beautiful. It really is, this deck. And it has a lot of plants that other decks don't have. And I think that they're very small, the descriptions, but they do a beautiful job of you get a feeling why the creator chose the plant. I have a lot of decks where there's flowers or plants or herbs or crystals, and the creator never, I can't find the connection. So I really appreciate it when the deck creator explains why this plant is there. You know, there's a reason. It's a beautiful, the Fool card, the dandelion. So that's the Botanica Tarot. Okay, let's put that one back. Look at the inside of the box. If you like pretty things, this is a deck for somebody who likes pretty things. It's so beautiful. Okay. Pardon me. You know, I've had so many people knock my show and tell videos because I don't do things fast enough. So I'm sorry. Very sorry. It's not really, I can't do it I mean, I could not do it live and then it would all be beautifully edited, but I don't have time to do that. I'm too busy teaching, working, living life. These are the extra 5x7 postcards. This is a magnet. This is a first edition of The Lonely Dreamer. So if you don't know this deck, there were, I believe, 3 editions, and each edition has different cards, different extra cards, as well as some of the main cards in the tarot are different. And I can't tell you which ones. Again, this is beautiful production. And when I was working with this deck, I did keep several of the extra cards in the deck. I just thought they were so beautiful. And I just, you know, it would really make an interesting video to share decks that have extra cards and reasons why you would or wouldn't keep them in the deck. This is the artwork of Odilon Redon, and it is deep. It is dark. It is mysterious. It is very second chakra. Very shadowy, very Scorpio kind of deck. And I think that Melissa did a great job in subtly adding the Wands, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles into the artwork. You can see here, like the wand is just in shadow. And if you know anything about his work, so there's a whole series of work by him that was called his noir work. And this is explained a little bit in the guidebook, but it's definitely worthwhile doing some, if you're purchasing the deck or you have the deck, to do a little bit more reading into who he was and a little bit about him. Okay, so do we have any others to share? I have to go through my list, so just bear with me. Bonestone Botanica, fantastic. Okay, this one. The Jonasa Jaus Tarot has come out in quite a few iterations, and this is the 4th edition. I have 2 copies. This is my copy. We will be working with this in the new year, for sure. I say we. I edged mine in purple. The new one has not been touched. This deck is in Galatian. It's in Galatian, and it is a limited color palette of greens, golds, purples. And I really like this deck. Not only for its shape, its color, I don't have any of the other versions. So it does come in different sizes, different color versions. And what I am selling is apparently the last copy of the 4th edition. This is written by the creator of the deck, I suppose, or one of her buddies that was boxing up decks. And so this is, of course, I'll pack it up much nicer. Yeah, so I haven't opened this. Well, can we peek in here? I reluctantly do that. Yeah, I've never broken this deck. It's never been out of the box. It's not sealed, but that's the way it came. So that is the Jonasa Jaus Tarot. And let me just very quickly go through my list. The Sefirot Tarot, I will just, oh yes, Spirit Keepers. Okay, I did not know Spirit Keepers Revelation Edition is still available. Did not know. Or it's available by pre-order. I don't know what the differences are between the first printing and this printing of the Revelation Edition. So the Revelation Edition is going to be printed again. And there is my certificate of authenticity. There is a magnet. And I have not used this deck. It is not in order. I have gone through it. I have looked at the cards. But the honest to God truth is I don't have time. I don't have time to, I've got so many unfinished projects and things I want to offer that I just don't have time. I am selling this with, of course, the Book of Maps, which is a Benebel Wen size tome. And I have waited. So if you are in Canada, it's such a good deal. I mean, I'm giving away the postage, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. Canada, postage free. US, postage credit for the same amount, which is about 20 Canadian dollars. And then overseas, well, I will of course give you the credit as well too, but it's going to be 40, 60 or more dollars to mail. Okay. And the last thing I want to mention is this. Also linked below, there's a full video on this. This is the Sefirot board game. It comes with 2 tarot decks, the board, the instructions. It comes with pins. It comes with I was going to say a kerchief, a large reading cloth. And if you go to the video that's below, you can see the whole shebang. You can fast forward through it as I unpack the whole box. It is huge. It looks like a Trivial Pursuit box. Like this. Again, it's just another thing I don't have time to unpack and to get to know. So these are the decks, some of the decks that I'm releasing. Again, there's a whole bunch more that are in the list below, and they were all shown in a previous video. Okay, so thank you so much. The Oracle video I will put together soon. Probably 40 to 50 Oracle decks that I will be releasing, and likely I will bunch them up and put them into groups. So I'm not mailing them one by one. All right. Great. Thank you all so much. I'll see you soon. See some of you tomorrow for live readings. Namaste.